Let's do some out of it first. We gift this world with oceans of tears, mountains of corpses, an air unfit to breathe, abandoned relationships, toxic, but don't worry, cause another love song is just around the corner. We are addicted to selective loss of memory, loss of hope, loss of confidence, broken hearts and seized dreams. We live lives of lies and convince ourselves of otherwise. A forever faithful allegiance to genocide, conscience placed before bullseyes, an artist draws blood. Children that play too close to diamond mines can only count to 5. Diamond dust, the angel dust, the godless wealthy entrepreneurs stumbling across enriched primitive settings, declaring themselves kings among gods forgotten. Stories of a barbaric East, though the bloodiest minds, property of the West. These industries feed tent churches of a traveling circus. A colonized culture constructs a sacrilegious statue. A proud but struggling miner, their offspring bear cleft lips. This mark of the beast, deep craters where paradise used to be. Water evaporates through the Euphrates. Food begins to deplete another's actual reality, closer than it used to be. Hard to believe and even harder to breathe. Colton produces millionaires out of foreigners as locals produce but rarely consume. The heart of this continent runs empty. The deeper they seek, the lesser it feeds. These toys be souvenirs of a silent genocide, brought up in dinner party conversation, forgotten by dessert. From these minds a child will rise, suffrage pictured in black and white, seen enough times till the virus desensitized and goes on about their day distracted by pretty things designed by slaves to desperation. He would make more money simply by begging in streets of big city. Same city seen as a magnet for the elite out west that head east, come out, play, go home, then tell tales and former jokes told about last night's hired help from well-protected, heavily occupied playgrounds with a morbid infamy. Nightly, the news will sensationalize desperate acts and distort facts, providing misinformation and misinterpretations about the residents, keeping viewers hesitant from reaching out, locked doors and rolled up windows, atheists saying prayers at red lights. Projects are human zoos. City leaders use officers as loan sharks and executioners. Laws designed to keep survivalists confined for life. Selective outrage discussing everything but what needs to be discussed. Disgust, distrust, land of serpents pointing out our neighbor's sins will no longer cleanse our own. The world is infected, fear is contagious. Today's children taught not to question, taught to the penalties for raising hands, raising spirits, rising up in classrooms and streets and self-defense and indoctrinated and incarcerated. The average citizen defends the system, not the citizen. Fear should not be our strongest bond. Togetherness should have never been by force. A corrupt system will never provide the tools to dismantle it. Our rights are being criminalized willingly. Our handlers mishandle our safety. Many wars are necessary. Our enemies are not our enemies. Propaganda, not reality. This boogeyman, just another man consumed by the same fears as we. What we believe in is what we should believe in, what we should leave. Our allies never forced to answer for their war crimes, for their violations against human rights. Our sanctions only hurt citizens. Do not be so married to your beliefs that you turn away from truth. Do not speak of terrorism without addressing your own defenders of freedom. Instigators, demonstrators, orchestrators of treason, country of origin should not always be state of mind. Eyes not to be closed every time the true devil walks by. Cave mentality, space-age disease, far from ready to be what we claim to be. We teach children not to hit, we teach men to go to war. Mistaken shadows for being followed. We are addicts, no longer high, chasing escape for the low. We are 6 feet below, 6 feet below. Let's walk through walls and pass through gunfire. Breathe underwater and fly off fallen towers. Our powers untapped, the God waiting in the mirror. Raised not to rise, not to believe in us. Our dreams are talking to us, but we sleep through the conversation. We are being watched. Timelessness is created by breaking off hands of the clock. Our bodies have forgot how to keep up with us, always reminded of mortality, rarely reminded of what it is to be human. Thank you.